Now, I know what you're all thinking. Big BM, them's cheating. That Pikmin jumped on a platform, wasn't ordered, grabbed Kirby and fucking killed him. What's going on? Who could believe that in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch, you could be sitting in Shield on a platform, safe as you like, and then a blue Pikmin just jumps up and fucking grabs you? What were they thinking?
What? How did you grab him? What? How did he grab him? Oh, he's smirking. He knows what he did. He got away with that. That was highway robbery.
Much like Rosalina and Luma and the Ice Climbers, Olimar and his Pikmin are two separate entities, which means that they can perform actions out of sync. Sometimes when the Pikmin's plucked from the ground and you immediately charge a smash attack, they get hit, but yet they still continue anyway. It's also possible to set up Pikmin in such a way that you can perform smash attacks and grabs on platforms. These are what we call desyncs. Because of the way Pikmin are coded, that is to say, how janky they are, there are many methods to pull off a desync, and it's likely that more methods will be discovered down the line. I'm going to be explaining a number of desync methods that we've discovered over the past few months, but for sake of explanation, I'm going to categorize them into two broad categories: regular desyncs and pop-ups. You'll see why they're called pop-ups in a moment. Most of these desyncs, with a little practice, can be performed on any controller so long as you have smash stick turned on and a shoulder button set to jump. Let's not waste any time. Just how do we get away with highway robbery? Regular desyncs involve moving a Pikmin in such a way that it gets stuck on a platform, giving you just enough time to pull off a desync. One of the simplest desyncs you can do with red, yellow or blue Pikmin is to pluck them. If they're not in the front of your line, whistle, but if they are, wait for them to land on the platform and input a smash or grab. This method doesn't work with whites and purples because of their gravity, but as I said, there's more than one way to get them to desync. For all Pikmin colours, you can stand on a platform and pluck and then fall through. Also while on a platform, you can fall through in fast fall, drifting towards your lineup. The Pikmin will get stuck, giving you just enough time to input a smash or grab. A third desync method that works with all Pikmin types is to throw it onto the platform and whistle to put it in front. This was recently used in a video by Mr. Danish Buttercookie. You can see he throws the purple onto the platform and then whistles, giving him just enough time to input a smash attack, thus throwing the opponent off guard. One issue with regular desyncs is that most of them require you to whistle or to move in a certain way that's quite passive. So how can we make these desyncs more potent? How can we make them more of a threat? This is where attack cancelling comes in. And here you thought I was done preaching about attack cancelling. Well, too bad. Attack cancelling is required to use these pop-up setups, except for one setup which is an anomaly, and I'll get onto that in a minute. If you remember back to my video on attack cancelling, I said it was possible for you to shuffle your lineup using attacks that don't actually make use of any Pikmin. It just so happens that while you have one Pikmin in your lineup, it's possible to desync it by using an attack cancelled waveland. And this calls for a refresher on how to do attack cancels. You first have to input a smash attack, up smash preferably. Then, within 2 frames of inputting the smash attack, cancel it by inputting a jump. You then have the 3 frames of jump squat to input an air dodge. You have to let go of the C-stick input in order for this to work. If you don't let go, you'll directionally air dodge upwards. But if you do let go and input input a wave dash angle, then you'll waveland and shuffle the Pikmin and it'll pop up. This all seems exceptionally difficult to pull off, and yes, I agree, they are quite tight inputs. But if musicians shied away from playing very fast pieces, they'd never become virtuosos. They'd never learn to play things fast. And if mainly Fox and Falco players never learned to wave shine, they'd be severely limiting their options. If you're on a Pro Controller, one way to make this input easier is to set Y to grab or shield. That way when you go to do the inputs, you can simply slide your thumb from the C stick to Y. That significantly lowers the risk of misinputting. If you've got 2 or more Pikmin, you can attack cancel into an aerial, and so long as you cancel into the jump on the second frame, you'll always get the Pikmin next in line to pop up. There, nair, and dare are all pretty consistent, while bair and up air aren't. There's not really much of a logical explanation for this. As is the nature of this character, the answers seem to come by sheer strokes of luck. You'll see the reason why these are called pop-ups now, because the Pikmin that's been primed for the desync jumps abnormally high, like it's on the moon. This last desync doesn't make use of attack cancelling, and it's both surprisingly simple and very frustrating at the same time. Whilst running, turn around immediately and input a full one. Drift in the direction Olimar's facing as much as possible, and fast fall as soon as possible. If you're successful, all of your Pikmin will now be jumping like they're on the moon. Because the Pikmin are so close to Olimar, you can actually fast fall with an aerial and still have a Pikmin on the platform ready to perform a desync. This gives Olimar's ledge trapping an extra layer of depth on stages with platforms. If you know your opponent is careless with their jumps, you can reset the situation with a desync edge smash. If you know they're going to read your desync and regular get up attack or roll, then you can be prepared for that as well. There are a lot of characters in this game that feel like they can land on Olimar for free because up smash, for what it's worth, is the worst anti-air in the game. But when Olimar is not there to be hit, they're instead trying to hit a Pikmin, which is incredibly small. In addition, if they try to hit the Pikmin with a multi-hit, so long as you hold the smash input, you can release it during the opponent's move and the Pikmin will power through. Provided the Pikmin doesn't die, of course, but then the individual hits of a multi-hit are very weak to begin with, so it can probably tank 1 or 2 before you let go of the smash input. If you want examples of desyncs in action, I'd recommend looking at Myron's VODs. He makes quite frequent use of desyncs in his play. Overall, desyncs are a powerful surprise, best saved for your advantage state. I'm hopefully fleshing out what I said in my attack cancel video, that Olimar's gameplay is extremely deceptive. Pikmin may look cute and innocent, but in reality they're vicious and deadly. And I hope that in the future I can continue to make more videos showing just how great their bait and punish game truly is. That's all from me.